to snow showers.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Monday morning. Time now is 5:11 early today, and as you're waking up, well, depending on where you are, you might be waking up to yet again some snow. But for the rest of us, we're dealing with just cloudy skies and cooler temperatures this morning. Here's a look at some area roadways early today, and aside from some areas to the north, most of the area not really seeing any impacts from this snow moving through the region. But look at the traffic tracker, green across the board, a little more yellow as you head down to, say, parts of Delaware County, where some of that snow is still rather steady, and those higher elevated roads could be lightly snow covered. But a look at the radar right now. Again, as I mentioned, that snow that's banding at this point is either in mainly Delaware County, right across the border from Otsego County, or up north. But we're seeing this round roll through parts of Chenango County as we speak. So those of you south and east of Utica have the highest potential of seeing some snow showers today, although they would be light initially. And as we head throughout the afternoon, that does end, and we'll be dealing with mostly cloudy skies and highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Trump administration is facing a deadline to return a man.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Time now 5:17. We are starting out by taking a live look in Cooperstown right now, where so far things look rather quiet. And for the most part, that snowfall isn't really hitting Cooperstown as we speak. It's mainly south, west, north, everywhere but this location here in parts of the Mohawk Valley. Now, some of these zones where the snow is falling again, it's light, but enough to produce a light coating on some surfaces, especially north. And this is all driven by a coastal low, which is slamming some moisture into the cold air present, which is, of course, allowing this to happen. And although our primary focus is on the snow today, what might actually be more impactful for travel and whatnot will be what's here to the west. That's going to be arriving later on tonight, and I'll show the details of that in a second. But when it comes to snowfall, you probably weren't expecting us to show this graphic anytime soon, but here we are. We've got isolated snow this morning. Widespread snow moves in tonight and then into the morning hours of Tuesday. Then scattered lingering flurries continue on Wednesday before snow eventually winds down and we warm up a little bit by Thursday and Friday. But I just want to emphasize again, we've been looking at some long-range patterns and everything, and we're really just avoiding any of this warmth that the rest of the country is seeing. The next 6 to 10 days, we're in the cooler than average pattern. 8 to 14 days out, we're still hovering in an average pattern. Yeah, there's no major warm-up expected for the near term. And of course, outliers are still possible. We could get a 60-degree day here and there, but for the most part, we're really struggling to get any sense of warmth in the near future. And the reason why is just this overall jet stream pattern is just hitting us with more cold and snow and wind and rain and pretty much everything but the kitchen sink. And as you can see here, tonight, this low pressure moves in. There's potential for some snow banding along this line here, enough for moderate to heavy snowfall rates briefly. So there could be reduced visibility in that initial line. Then lingering lake effect Tuesday, followed by initial or continuous stubborn lake effect flurries heading into Wednesday morning. So today, it's actually pretty quiet. Some peaks of sunshine to the north and to the west. Then here comes that frontal boundary. You can see here, some spots could initially start as rain. It could be a brief round of wintry mix and then some snow showers. That rolls through. Then widespread snow flurries and whatnot for Tuesday morning to Tuesday afternoon. That winds down, and then we could see a return to it with some of these very narrow snow bands heading into Wednesday. So your next few days, well, at least for tomorrow, it's going to be a windy one. Wind chills will likely be in the 20s and teens, so we're really not going to be seeing a warm day tomorrow, but the overall trend points to 40s and 50s by the end of the week. I guess we can call that a warm-up.
Yeah.
We'll expect anything above 50 degrees of warm-up around here, at least at this point.
Yeah,
So
maybe it's the last hurrah.
I hope so. I'm looking for some more sunshine in
Yeah.
the 70s. Do you agree?
Definitely here in April. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:21 this half hour. I'm Gary Libichor. Get ready for yet another cool early April bus stop. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now from the Weather Center. And Eric, just how cold are we talking this morning?
Well, temperatures in the 20s and 30s. We're below freezing right now, enough for snow to fall right now. In fact, let's take a look at the radar as we speak. And yes, we've got some light snow falling across the area. Some of it actually might even reach the ground in parts of, say, south of Utica, heading into the Mohawk Valley. So all this zone here is light to even barely any snow as we speak. But still, temperatures this morning are in the 20s and 30s. 35 in Rome, 32 in Hamilton, 29 up in Saranac Lake, and 28 down in Binghamton. So this morning, it's a cool start. And although it's cool, it's mainly dry in Utica, so not everyone is witnessing the snow early today. But that might change as we head into tonight. Now, high temperatures today will actually be climbing into the mid-40s, so it won't be too bad temperature-wise. But tomorrow and Wednesday, we'll be on the cooler side and potentially wind chills 20s, teens maybe. So it's going to be feeling a lot more like wintertime the next couple of days. And I wish I'll bring warmer news, but we'll see. Look at how the rest of the week shapes up coming up in just a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Americans and
New team where we track storms. By Semicron Danfoss.
With the cold weather arriving over the next couple of days, I still want to keep our spirits bright and showcase a spring photo that was submitted to us on our website. And for one, here is a photo of the daffodils. You can't, of course, have spring flowers starting to bloom without one of the first ones to bloom, the daffodils. And a side note, I remember when I was younger, about, let's say, 10 or so years ago, maybe even longer. The years start to blur together. But what I can tell you is I remember we had a very, very mild February, and I saw daffodils blooming in February. Of course, we had cold weather and snow to follow, and the daffodils eventually went away. But it reminds me that the typical flower to bloom early here in central New York, of course, is this flower here. A shout out to Rhonda from Westmoreland for this photo submission. And if you would like to submit a photo like this, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Now, this morning we are tracking some snow showers, light snow across the area. A full look at that forecast and when this ends, or if it continues, straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. In eastern Kentucky, some folks are having to use boats to get in. And out of their homes. Reporter Ariana Mintz has more on the devastating flooding.
Water levels rapidly rising in Greenup County, entering homes.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Wet.
Stephanie McEldowney is just one person on Hidden Hollow Road, needing to get ashore by paddling her way out.
Does it get like this a lot?
Every year.
What was a road on Friday is now a creek.
But it's never been this bad since we've been here, though. This is pretty bad, these last two here. It never got in the road like up there, you know what I mean? Our cars we parked across the streets never got in the road much. But they was underwater.
McEldowney's home narrowly missing water, making an entrance inside. But some of her neighbors haven't been as fortunate. She's asking for the community's help in trying to get them cleaning supplies.
Like paper towels, probably bleach.
Hoping that the water does not enter her home.
Lordy, my God.
While trying to help her neighbors as they hope for the water to recede.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Time now 5:49, and early today we are tracking some snow showers, although it is sporadic, and on top of that, light for a lot of the area. A look at the current conditions out there right now. First off, a live view in Old Forge as we speak. The current conditions there, well, the snow isn't quite sticking to the pavement, but some of the ground is covered. At least that's from our Skywatcher Bill in Old Forge. As you can see here, roadways mainly looking clear, 29-degree temperature as we speak. The radar picking up on that widespread light snowfall, but to be fair, some of this actually isn't really reaching the ground, mainly north and south. However, Utica area looking dry. Zooming out, this is a coastal low impacting much of the Northeast with rain in New York City and Boston, and of course snow in the interior part of the coast. But our main focus of weather is going to be out here as this secondary system approaches us from the west. And when it comes to snowfall, I know a lot of you might not have been expecting this type of graph to be seen here in early April, but here we are. Isolated snow ending this morning. Widespread snow arrives tonight through tomorrow afternoon, although it won't be steady. We'll just see some rounds of widespread snow. Wednesday, scattered snow showers and flurries ending, and by Thursday, things wind down. Now, it is April, so anything that we do see snow-wise will likely melt quickly, but again, the chances for snow falling are there. And although I wish I could give you some good news when it comes to a massive warm-up, so far, that warm spring has just been avoiding us. Look at that red out here in the west, light blue here in the east, and same thing as we turn the page to the next 8 to 14 days. We're just not seeing any of that springtime sudden warmth. And this is the case with the pattern of the jet stream. And in fact, along with that pattern, we are seeing a lot more chances for some northwestern lows producing us some snow. As you can see here, the snow band moves through tonight. Some scattered snow showers tomorrow and through Wednesday. And if you look at the skycast here, the snow to the south ends this morning. We dry out throughout the day. Some sunshine north and west of Utica. Then here comes that snow band. It arrives late tonight. It's not going to be a daytime issue, but inside that snow band, it could be moderate to heavy snow or a wintry mix or even some heavier rain in those warmer areas. So just a heads up, late tonight you might be encountering that. To budget accordingly. Then Tuesday, scattered light snow showers across the board, cold conditions, strong winds. Those wind chills are going to be very cold. And in the wake of that, some lingering lake effect flurries on Wednesday. And then we'll see a little bit of a warm up. 40s approaching near 50 degrees by Saturday and Sunday, but of course I'll be seeing 70s in Florida visiting my brother, so I'll be enjoying that. But at least for now, I'll be realizing how cold it is up here for the next couple of days.
Rub it in. Rub it in. Eric, thanks. Well, now to history on the ice at 25.
Now, the news with Gary Lipitor and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Lipitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And April snow brings Mayflowers?
Mayflowers, except, well, maybe May snow. No, I'm not going to go to that.
Oh, geez.
But this morning, we got some snow showers dealing with and cooler temperatures. Let's look at the radar right now because, yes, we are looking at some snow, primarily south and west, or south and east of Utica, I should say, early this morning. Now, some of it isn't quite reaching the ground with some of that lighter hues of white and light blue, but those darker blue zones could produce some light snow showers early today. So Ithaca, weather station there reports snow, same thing in Albany, but the rest of central New York's weather stations reporting just mostly cloudy skies. So today's conditions aren't really supportive of heavy snow, but that might change as we head into tonight. A look around Utica right now. Again, we are looking at dry conditions here locally. And on top of that, we will see the arrival of snow, a more impactful snow band arriving by tonight. So again, today, things quiet down, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the 40s. As we head into tonight, we'll see a round of snow roll through. This could produce some heavier snowfall rates initially, followed by some scattered snow showers tomorrow. So we're not done with that four-letter snow word just yet. But we will look at when that snow chance ends later on in the week coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. New information this morning about that
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, everyone. The time now is 6:11 on this Monday morning, and early today, some of you might be waking up to a light coating of snow on the ground. Now, a lot of locations aren't waking up to a whole lot, but still, as that snow is falling on the radar, which we'll show in a second, there's some locations that could be seeing some snow-covered surfaces like on grass and whatnot. Roadways a bit more difficult. In fact, a look at some area roadways here across the board, a lot of dry conditions. So this is a very unimpactful snow event that was moving through this morning. Lots of green across the board as well on the Munson traffic tracker as we speak. Now, the radar still looking a little busy. However, this is going to gradually wind down activity-wise with a lot more quiet weather this afternoon. However, as we head into tonight, that's when things look a little different. But that mainly happens after your evening commute. So today, a few flurries this morning. They end this evening. Dry weather, mostly cloudy skies. Now, overnight tonight, roughly around midnight or so, even a little bit earlier, 10, 11 a.m. or 10, 11 p.m., I should say. That's when that snow band rolls through. And we'll break down the timing coming up in a few minutes and the impacts of it, plus what happens beyond it heading into tomorrow and for Wednesday coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Trump administration is facing a deadline to
Your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
Know before they go. The Storm Tracker 2 bus stop forecast.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Time now 6:18, and early today, some of you waking up to a light coating of snow on the ground. A lot of us, though, just mainly cloudy skies and temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Take a look in Old Forge this morning because our sky watchers Bill and Sean up here in the North Country reporting a light coating of snow. Sean in Inlet reporting maybe a quarter of an inch of snow coating the ground. Of course, he mentions bring back spring, and I think a lot of us agree with you there, Sean. We are looking at some snow accumulating on some surfaces, in fact, some roofs here out in the distance there. Roadways, though, mainly quiet. It's just been not enough snow to really cause any accumulation on these surfaces here. But the temperature currently sits at 29 degrees early this morning in the North Country, in the 30s in the Mohawk Valley. A lot of this snow is winding down, pushing its way east, and beyond that, things look quiet for the short term. Maybe an isolated sprinkle here and there as we warm up above freezing throughout the day today. But our focus is going to be on what's currently in Michigan right now. This secondary low pressure to our north and west, which will bring widespread snow tonight, as well as for parts of the area tomorrow. So as we head into Wednesday, still lingering snow showers. A lot of this does begin to end by Thursday with warmer temperatures. Now, warmer temperatures being relative. I know a lot of you have just been hoping for that warm weather moving in. A lot of that red you see out here in the western part of the U.S. not approaching us in the next 6 to 10 days. 8 to 14 days out, still, we just are not shaking this weather pattern. It's bringing northwest winds, north winds, west winds, which don't really bring that warmth in early April. And along with those northwest winds, we usually see some of these systems here. Yes, Clipper systems. This one brings some snow to our area overnight tonight and throughout tomorrow and for parts of Wednesday. In fact, zooming in here in the Skycast, here we are with quieter weather today, high temperatures in the 40s. Enjoy the 40s today because as we head into tonight, here comes that band of snow. It could produce moderate to heavy snowfall briefly between, say, 10 and midnight tonight as it pushes east. Just a heads up, if you're planning on traveling late tonight, you might encounter this, and it could produce reduced visibility. Following that, things quiet down early Tuesday, followed by a return to some scattered lake effect snow, strong winds, and look at that, temperatures rather cold in the 20s, wind chills likely a lot cooler. And you can see some lingering lake effect snow bands continuing through Wednesday. And so, your 7-day forecast following this snowfall. Today and tomorrow, we've got some snow lingering Wednesday morning, ending And then we'll see rain chances Thursday and Friday, warming up a little bit. So I do think that we'll take 40s and 50s, even though tomorrow is going to be very cold and maybe winter jacket weather with the wind.
Yeah, winter in April.
It has been too outlandish.
Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libitor. And get ready for yet another cool early April bus stop this morning. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now from the Weather Center. And Eric, we're not just talking about cold this morning, snow here in April as well.
Yeah, that's right. I was looking at some cameras behind me, and I believe that Lawrence, Old Forge, some of those spots that saw a light dusting of snow. So yes, aside from cold, somebody waking up to a coating of snow. But for most of us, it's rather dry. A look at the radar right now. Much of that snow is actually moving its way east outside of central New York early today. You can see it here pushing toward the capital region, eventually things quieting down during the daytime. And temperatures are cold this morning in the 30s, and we are expected to climb into the 40s by this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies and dry weather. For example, here in Utica, things are looking quiet. Really no snow had fallen so far in the lowest of elevations. Again, most of that was focused on those hilltops in Otsego County and up in northern Herkimer County. But today, we'll see those temperatures climb into the 40s by this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies. And as we head into tonight, we'll see the arrival of widespread brief rounds of moderate to heavy snowfall. We'll explain the timing of it, the impacts, how long it lasts, and if there's more on the way tomorrow and Wednesday coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Americans and U.S.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise. The next day or next couple of days, we'll be talking a bit more about cold and snow. So while the weather might be shaping up that way, we'll just focus more on more spring photos, like right here, a great photo taken in Westmoreland by Rhonda. Shout out to Rhonda this morning from this photo taken of the daffodils blooming, and of course, a lot of local flowers debating whether to bloom with the weather that's been up and down the past several weeks. But at least, you know, we have a few of these flowers still starting to bloom, and hopefully down the line when it gets closer to tulip season, there'll be a lot more warmth in the air. But still, shout out to Westmoreland early this morning. If you have a photo like that you'd like to submit to us, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics to the chance to have the photo featured right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. And as I mentioned, again, the topic the next couple of days will be more on the snowy and cold side than warmer, rainy, and spring-like side. We've got these snow showers exiting to our east early this morning. We'll have a look at the arrival of our next round of snow tonight and how long it lasts into the next few days in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Powerful storms in West Virginia have caused major flooding problems along the Mud River. Homes and buildings along the river are flooded, and many of the main roadways are closed. Luke Hamilton has more now from the town of Hamlin down in West Virginia.
Roads in Hamlin are covered in water rising from the Mud River, and neighbors say it's higher than usual.
Where our basement's close to the field, it's about the same, but for like down on our main roads and such, it is actually a lot worse.
Austin Pritchard's backyard and everything in it are underwater.
It's usually about to the right to that last to the last legs is usually where it kind of comes up to.
Pritchard has lived in his home for 14 years, and he says flooding has always been an issue anytime there's heavy rain.
The last owners that were here told us that it got into their house once. We've been lucky so far; it hasn't come in, but it keeps getting close. It gets to the steps.
Drivers taking Route 3 in and out of Hamlin were forced to either turn around or drive through the deep waters. Pritchard says it's just not worth the risk.
We know several people that work in Hurricane Charleston that go this way all the time, and we've already talked with a lot of friends, and they're definitely going to be out, unable to go through that.
He and his family hope the water will go down soon, and to prepare, they make sure electronics and furniture are out of the floor while placing sandbags in the basement.
We have a couple of people that we know have kayaks, little lifeboats and such like that in case it ever gets too bad, but we're just thankful that we haven't had to come to that yet.
Pritchard says Hamlin is a tight community, and they always come together in times of need.
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Monday, time now is 6:48, and early today, some of you waking up to quiet weather, cloudy skies, but others a light dusting of snow. Only on to the case here, a live look in the city right now, overlooking the city, I should say, from Hartwick College. You can see some of that light dusting of snow out in the distance there, as well as some low-lying clouds, even still a few flurries falling out in the distance. Temperature sitting at 28 degrees early today, and other locations, especially in the Mohawk Valley, in the low to mid-30s. Now, this snow is going to wind down and push its way east. In the wake of this, things will look quiet for much of the afternoon today, but our focus will be more so on what's happening here to our north and west. This is a system we are monitoring tonight because this could produce more impactful snow, at least temporarily, as it moves through tonight. And a graphic that you might not have expected to see in early April, but here we are. We've got isolated snow chances ending today. Widespread snow arrives late tonight and then eventually by tomorrow afternoon. Then scattered snow showers Wednesday. We warm up above freezing and the snow chances end by Thursday. But we are still looking at this cooler than average pattern. We just can't shake it. We keep looking in the long range, short range, any range, and still this pattern of cooler than average temperatures or even no major warm-up continues. This is the next 6 to 10 days here. Cooler than average, 8 to 14 days, right around average. So we're not looking at a sudden warm-up here and there, but at least for now, the short term shows us the possibility for snow. So the low pressure bringing us some light snow early this morning is exiting to our east. Our more primary focus is going to be on this low that moves through by tonight and then through tomorrow and Wednesday. We got this cold pocket of air still, pinks and purples. Usually we see that in February and early March. But as you look at the skycast today, we can see, of course, dry weather initially and then watch from the west as that snow begins to move in. This around, say, 10 to midnight, of course, earlier to the west, later out to the east, brings a round of moderate to heavy snowfall, maybe a mix of sleet, freezing rain, rain showers. It's going to be a brief round of a wintry mix or snow that could cause reduced visibility by the late evening hours. So just a heads up for those of you traveling late tonight. Then Tuesday, windy conditions, followed by, of course, some scattered snow showers. So expect potential for blowing snow heading into Tuesday. Same thing for Wednesday as well. Some weaker lake effect bands, but those bands will still be possible in the early morning. Now, the snow does end by the afternoon, and we will be seeing some more sunshine in the evening. But still, the next couple of days, really on the cooler side. 32 the high Tuesday, wind chills likely in the 20s. So I know some folks might have put away their snow brushes, put away the winter jacket. I would say at least until May, don't put them away officially. I think it's winter jacket weather tomorrow.
Just in case.
Just in case.
You
yes.
never know. Eric, thanks. Well, now to history on the ice. He's joining us now. And Eric, let's talk some snow here on April 7th. Why don't we, right?
Yes, we're still dealing with snow yet again, and we're not out of the woods just yet when it comes to that. At least for now, though, this afternoon, pretty quiet. A look at those current conditions right now. We're in the 40s in Rome as we speak, and I always joke here on noontime that Poughkeepsie in the Hudson Valley usually is at warm spots, 50s, 60s, or we're seeing 30s and 40s up here. But now we get our last laugh. It's in the 40s up here, in the 30s down in the Hudson Valley. So early this afternoon, we actually have a pretty decent barrier, which we can show on satellite coming up in a few minutes, of the cloud cover, pretty much covering this half of New York State, while areas north and west see plenty of sunshine. Of course, Utica right on the fringe of that, but as you head north and east, you'll be seeing plenty of sunny skies. Now, the radar's picking up on still some areas of drizzle and flurries. Now, I don't think a lot of this is reaching the ground all too much, but I wouldn't be surprised based off of how the pattern is shaping up so far today. So what can you expect between now and tonight? Well, notice here it's dry. And then as we head into 10 p.m., midnight, notice we got some rain icons here. Now, it could be rain in the Mohawk Valley, but this could be more so a wintry mix and even some snow. At least a good amount of snowfall, at least from a snow band, passing through quickly. It's not going to produce a whole lot of accumulation, but it could cause reduced visibility. We'll have a more detailed look at that coming up, and of course, in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to the political fallout from
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are looking at quieter weather for the most part. However, by tonight we'll see the arrival of a snow band that could produce moderate to heavy snowfall rates briefly. Let's take a look up to the north and to the west, to Redfield up in Oswego County. Gorgeous blue skies up there. Of course, shout out to the Sasquatch making its appearance here out in the background. Have you ever seen our cameras, by the way? This is a zoom-up shot of it. Of course, it's not real, but it always is a very joyous thing to have in the background to have as a little bit of an Easter egg here. But look at Oneonta, a different story. The clouds are persistent, even out in the distance as well. This looks to be snow falling as we speak, or even light drizzle, because those temperatures are hovering right around 34, 33 degrees out in the city there. So, of course, heading out into Delaware County in the distance, that could be more on the snowy side. The radar still picking up on some unsettled conditions in the capital region, heading into the Catskills, and of course, right on the border of I-88 between Oneonta and parts of Delaware County, as this low pressure system continues to pull its way eastward outside of our area. Of course, our next focus is going to be on this system out here, and there's already banding taking place right now. This initial band of snow is what our primary focus is heading into tonight. So when it comes to snowfall, isolated flurries south and west of Utica as we speak, or south and east of Utica, I should say. But tonight, widespread snow arrives, or a wintry mix, switching over to scattered to widespread snow tomorrow. And then following that, still some lingering snow showers Wednesday. That snow tapers off, and we're done with snowfall for the near term, heading into Thursday and Friday as we climb above freezing. But still, even though later on in the week we'll look to be above freezing, we're still looking to be below average for this time of year. Next 6 to 10 days and 8 to 14 days, we're really just not seeing this warm up at any point. Maybe a warmer day here and there, but the overall trend points towards average or slightly below average temperatures for the next week to next couple of weeks. So we're trying to find that warm up, but of course it's nowhere to be found. As you can see here, that low pressure moves its way through our area tomorrow and through Wednesday. That'll bring those snow chances for the near term. In fact, as we zoom in our Skycast today, although it looks mainly quiet, a little unsettled here south and east of Utica, by tonight, here comes that round. And this will likely arrive between 10 p.m. and midnight. So if you're on the roads, just a heads up, especially in those hilltop areas, you could encounter some rapidly reduced visibility as that snow band, potentially snow squall, moves through. Following that, heading into the morning hours Tuesday, strong winds and temperatures in the 20s. So grab those winter jackets. We're not done with it just yet. It's going to be very cold tomorrow. On Wednesday, still some lingering snow bands, and those, of course, taper off with better opportunity for sunshine by Wednesday afternoon. But still, we're not done with the cold just yet, Gary. So, again, especially tomorrow, those wind chills likely in the 20s, maybe even teens. So, yes, head out to the bus stop in the morning. Make sure those kids are really bundled up.
They better be.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, after being battered by violent flooding, that flooding has torn apart roads and led to the rescue of residents. NBC's Maggie Vespa has the latest from Dawson Springs, Kentucky.
Hey there, the police chief here in Dawson Springs telling me he's never seen flooding this bad. He's never seen the water this high. If we zoom in there, you can see that city park sign sticking out of the water. Obviously, the park completely underwater. Same story for that gas station there in the background. For reference, some cities across the Midwest and South saying they saw river levels rise this weekend as much as 5 feet in 24 hours, and they're expected in some places to keep rising for days. This, for what it's worth, of course, is just the latest chapter in this days-long severe weather saga that's kind of played out across the Midwest and South. We saw violent thunderstorms really starting in the middle of last week and continuing through the weekend. Also, dozens of tornadoes really across probably half a dozen states in those regions. The death toll from this kind of entire severe weather stretch now standing at 21 people killed, including at least 2 children. A 5-year-old in Arkansas killed, authorities say, when a tree fell on a home. And then also in Kentucky, 9-year-old Gabriel Andrews, authorities say, was swept away by flash flood waters as he was walking to his school bus Friday morning. So again, authorities pleading with people amid these just stories of tragedy playing out across the country to heed these weather warnings. Now, when it comes to flooding, get to higher ground if needed. Again, this is expected to go on for days. This is far from over. Some cities fearing river levels will keep rising and really not even begin to crest until Wednesday at the earliest. Maggie Vespa, NBC News, Dawson Springs, Kentucky.
Coming up, switch gears now. Meteorologist Eric Gaze joining us with our snowy forecast. Probably a little bit of snow possibly tonight, right?
Yes, and it's going to move in quick, and that's the concern we have. Now, it's not going to be a whole lot of snow on the ground, more so snow coming down quick at once. In fact, right now, a bit of a lack of snow, as you mentioned. We are mainly dry, with the exception of locations down, say, near Oneonta along the border of Delaware County, which those spots there could be experiencing some snow showers mixed in with drizzle as we speak. But as you head north and east, notice we got blue skies in Redfield and Osceola with clouds moving in Old Forge and, of course, in Colebrook as we speak. And that cloud layer is pretty much sticking around for parts of locations south and east of Utica, while areas north seeing sunshine. Now, Utica itself, of course, it's looking at a bit of an overcast as we speak, but, of course, things looking dry right now. To our south and toward the capital region is where things are looking a little unsettled right now. Of course, a few flurries in parts of, say, Delaware County as we speak. This ends. Things remain entirely dry for our area until roughly 10 p.m. to midnight. That zone right there is when a secondary low pressure from the west moves its way in. It'll slingshot a round of snow, potentially wintry mix, into our area. And because of that, there could be some reduced visibility. So we'll keep a close eye on this. We'll have a more detailed look at when this arrives and how much snow is expected coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Trump administration is ending plans for
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are looking at mainly quiet weather in the Utica area in north and to the west, but to our south, there's potential for some snow showers still falling. A live look at downtown Utica right now, as you can see here. It's cloudy, but it's dry. Temperatures also not too bad as we speak, at least by early April standards. Oneonta, right along the border of Delaware County, we're seeing a few areas of snow showers as we speak. Temperatures climbing a few degrees above freezing right now as well. And as we look at the radar for now, we've got this rain, even some snow showers in parts of the capital region heading down into the Catskills, right on the fringe of our area as we speak. And if we zoom out, we can see this low pressure impacting much of the coast of New England, including New York City, Long Island, as it moves its way east. Our next focus is going to be what's going on right here. We've got this band of rain and snow on this leading edge of this low pressure. This is what we're monitoring tonight because this could cause some tricky travel for those of you leaving or driving on roadways late. So with snowfall potential today, it's isolated. It's primarily south and east of Utica. Widespread snow arrives tomorrow. Not a whole lot of accumulations. I'll show that map in a second, but scattered snowfall continues Wednesday to ends on Thursday with some warmer temperatures finally moving in. Of course, warmer being relative. So high pressure in place temporarily. We're going to see that snow band move its way through the region tonight, and then we're going to see those scattered snow showers tomorrow and through Wednesday as that cold air works its way in. Tomorrow, is going to be cold. How cold? Well, we'll take a look at this right here. So here comes that snow that arrives tonight, roughly between 10 p.m. and midnight. If you're on the roadways, be on the lookout for a sudden arrival of snow, reduced visibility, wintry mix. It's not going to last too long, but it's enough to potentially cause some slick surfaces, especially in those hilltop areas. Then by Tuesday morning, things look quiet. We'll see some more scattered snow showers develop. These temperatures are in the 20s for the highs, and there's going to be some strong winds, 15, 20 miles per hour, maybe even higher. That's going to cause those wind chills to feel a lot cooler than 26, potentially in the teens, maybe some hilltops in the single-digit wind chills. Then we'll see that snowfall taper off in the evening, maybe a few lake effect isolated bands that are going to remain stubborn overnight. Then that tapers off by Wednesday, as we'll finally see a gradual warm up by Wednesday evening and overnight. So when it comes to snowfall, again, not a whole lot, but it is still late in the season, and we mentioned before, don't put away those snow shovels or put away those snow brushes just yet. Some locations south and north of Utica could be seeing maybe 2 to 4 inches maximum, but it's really not going to last too long because it's going to melt by the end of the week into the upper 40s to eventually low 50s by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But just a heads up tomorrow to keep that winter jacket handy. High of 32. If we're lucky, most of the day will be spent in the 20s with those wind chills, obviously much cooler. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are back with News Talk on our guest
Cast with meteorologist James DeFazio in for Bill, and say it ain't snow, buddy.
I know. I gotta say it is snow. Yes, we have the white stuff back in the forecast tonight. We're tracking widespread snow is going to make its return. Most of the areas are just going to see a very, very light accumulation by tomorrow morning, a trace to an inch. But some of the hilltops across northern Oneida and northern Herkimer County are easily could pick up an inch or two, especially across the Tug Hill Plateau. Northwest Oneida County and central Lewis County is where we're going to see the highest totals. Quiet weather is going to continue for the first half of the evening. Showers arrive between 10 p.m. and midnight. Until then, just partly cloudy weather. Temperatures relatively mild right now compared to what we're going to be dealing with by tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning, temperatures are going to be all the way down into the mid-20s. A cold front works through overnight tonight. Partly cloudy skies and dry conditions continue in downtown Utica through the first half of tonight. 45 degrees with cloudy skies, winds at 8 miles per hour. The winds are going to pick up overnight tonight. We have a wind advisory in place, and that's going to be in place through the afternoon hours of tomorrow. Gusty winds tomorrow all the way up to possibly up to as high as 50 miles per hour across the western Mohawk Valley. Coming up, we'll take a look at that snowfall chances as well as how long that wintry weather is going to be around and how long it takes us to warm up. Jason, Kristen?
Thank you, James. The man accused of shooting someone.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. Partly cloudy and dry weather continues this evening for the first half of our evening, but after 10 p.m. tonight, showers arrive. We're tracking showers predominantly snow showers, but they may start as a wintry mix and transition over to snow. But by the second half of the overnight, we're all going to be seeing some snow showers. That wintry mix and snow arrives between 10 p.m. and midnight tonight. Reduced visibilities are likely. It may come in rather robust. Snow showers, cold, windy conditions continue into Tuesday. We also have a wind advisory in place from 2 a.m. this morning to 8 p.m. on Tuesday for 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with the chance of wind gusts all the way up to 50 miles per hour. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A couple of sprinkles and flurries across the southeast portions of our area as that low pressure still continues to slowly work off to our south and east. We're beginning to see the first showers ahead of that cold front that's going to work through overnight tonight. These showers are going to overspread central New York between 10 p.m. and midnight. They begin to enter western Oneida County right around 10 p.m. as a wintry mix. And again, we're going to see this slow transition over from a cold rain over to snow. The hilltops will likely start as all snow. Colder weather works in behind these showers. Cold front works through overnight. The lake machine kicks on for the second half of the overnight. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, we see snow showers. They become much more isolated as we head into Wednesday, but we still see light snow showers through the first half of the day on Wednesday. The second half of Wednesday, we see a wind shift, and we have predominantly calm conditions Wednesday afternoon. Tonight, those showers begin to approach. By 10 p.m., they're knocking on Oneida County's door. As we head over to the first couple hours of the overnight, they overspread the region. They come down rather hard. It's going to pack a little bit of a punch. Visibilities are going to be reduced. We may see some heavy snow for a very brief period of time. More snow showers develop behind it. By tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, snow showers across the area. Much colder weather has settled in. Widespread 20s across the area. And cold, windy conditions with those snow showers continue through Tuesday morning, into Tuesday afternoon, into Tuesday evening. It's going to be a very, very wintry, nasty day. We're going to see wind gusts all the way up into the 40-mile-per-hour range. It's going to make wind chills in the teens at times tomorrow. Tomorrow night, less snow, but again, snow showers continue into Wednesday morning. We begin to get that wind shift as we head into Wednesday afternoon. By Wednesday afternoon, things calm down. In general, a light coating to an inch across the areas. Can't rule out an inch or two across northern Herkimer and northern Oneida counties. The real areas that might pick up 1 to 1 to 3 inches are across the Tug Hill Plateau. Tonight, that wintry mix that transitions over to snow. Loads are going to be about 26 by tomorrow morning. Snow showers and windy conditions continue tomorrow. Highs only in the low 30s, a very wintry April day. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast, winter only hangs around for that one day. We do start the warming trend right afterward. We're back into the upper 30s Wednesday. Second half of Wednesday looks rather calm. Showery weather returns on Thursday and sticks around through the first half of the weekend. Second half of the weekend looks calm, relatively mild. Temperatures back into the 50s by the end of the forecast period. So some end in sight, but we definitely have to get through tomorrow first.
Did you say showery? The showery forecast?
Yeah, no, we have a showery stretch in the middle there. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday look a little
Maybe
wet.
that will lead to flowering.
Hopefully.
All right, James.
April showers.
All right, we're going to hold him to it. All right, thank you, Jim. The southern and central U.S. have killed at least 19 people in 7 states just since Wednesday.
In some areas, nearly an entire spring's worth of rain was dumped in just a few days. Amanda Sansoni reports.
The relentless rain inundating much of the South and Midwest since Wednesday is finally letting up.
It's good to be able to come out this morning and not be raining.
But rapidly rising rivers and tributaries are now threatening battered communities already flooded, including some that officials say have never experienced an event like this before.
I've seen homes underwater that have never had water. I don't think people were ready.
The severe weather system wreaking havoc from Texas to Ohio, spawning at least 60 tornadoes, according to the National Weather Service, and dropping more than a foot of rain across parts of the Mid-South in less than a week. On Saturday alone, over a dozen daily rainfall records were set in Tennessee and Arkansas.
We're just getting a lot of water right now.
The furious flooding prompting water rescues in Ohio and in hard-hit Kentucky, where Governor Andy Beshear warns of more danger ahead.
We're still not out of the woods. It's going to take days for the river flooding to recede.
With some rivers already cresting and others set to crest by midweek, for many, the worst may still be yet to come.
We've got a lot of water and a lot more to go.
But some are already looking ahead to the light at the end of the tunnel.
Once we get reopened, we'll do a reopening celebration.
I'm Amanda Sansoni reporting.
Coming up, a second child has died because of the
Meteorologist James DeFazio.
We're tracking a cold front, taking a look at our current conditions. These numbers are not going to look like this in 24 hours. Even in 12 hours, they're not going to look like this. This cold front that works through tonight, really going to make things much colder. We're going to see highs tomorrow only in the low 30s. It's going to struggle to get out of the 20s. It's also going to be a very, very windy day. We're going to see very breezy conditions. Tonight, a wintry mix and snow mix arrives between 10 p.m. and midnight. We all switch over to snow, and reduced visibilities are likely into the morning. Snow showers, cold and windy conditions continue through the day on Tuesday. We also have a wind advisory in effect from 2 a.m. Tuesday morning to 8 p.m. Tuesday evening for 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with gusts all the way up to 50 miles per hour. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar is quiet for now. We expect that to change right around 10 p.m. across the western portions of Oneida County and western portions of Madison and Shenango County. Things will slide east and everyone will be seeing some wintry mix snow by 11:30 p.m. That wintry mix and snow will continue into the second half of the overnight but become more scattered. The lake machine turns on by tomorrow morning. We see snow showers continue through Tuesday. Coming up, we'll have a look at how long winter is around for this week and how long we're going to have these wintry conditions. Kristen, Jason?
All right, James, thank you. Vision.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. We're tracking a cold front, which is going to arrive overnight tonight, excuse me, and it's going to bring much colder, wintry conditions for our day on Tuesday. Currently calm and dry in downtown Utica, and it's going to stay that way through the first part of the night. However, showers begin to arrive around 10 p.m. for the western portions of our viewing area. They overspread our area by midnight. Wintry mix and snow slowly transitions over to fully snow. Reduced visibility is likely through the day on Tuesday. Snow showers continue. Cold, windy conditions continue throughout Tuesday. We also have a wind advisory in effect. Winds really pick up overnight tonight. That wind advisory is in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow, and that is for gusts up to 50 miles per hour possible during the day on Tuesday. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. All is quiet across central New York right now. You can still see the first showers beginning to work in across western New York in association with that cold front. It's all the way back still even west of western New York, but you can see it's got some good forward momentum on it. And again, it's going to arrive around 10 p.m. to midnight across central New York. We'll see this begin as a wintry mix. Everyone does transition over to snow. This is in association with a cold front. The cold front works through right behind the showers, bringing much colder air for Tuesday morning and all of Tuesday. Showers kick on behind that. The lake effect machine turns on. Lake effect snow showers continue through the day on Tuesday into Tuesday night. Light snow even continues very scattered as we head into Wednesday morning. Before Wednesday afternoon, a wind shift arrives and we see an end in the snow showers, dry conditions for the second half of Wednesday. Tonight, with partly cloudy skies continue, temperatures begin to decrease. We see a big change in temperature by tomorrow morning. We're in the low 40s right now. We're only going to be in the mid-20s tomorrow morning. The snow overspreads the area by midnight. It may start as a wintry mix, but we all end as snow. By the early morning hours, we all are seeing some light snow. This cold front works through, and then the lake effect machine turns on behind it. Scattered snow showers to begin your Tuesday. Temperatures only in the mid-20s. We don't really warm up a whole lot, and it stays very windy tomorrow. Highs only in the upper 20s to near 32 degrees across the Mohawk Valley. Most areas struggle to get out of the 20s. A very, very wintry day across central New York. Those scattered snow showers continue into Wednesday morning, much more isolated as we head into Wednesday morning. The winds begin to shift as we head into the afternoon out of the south. We see calm conditions for the second half of Wednesday. Tonight, we're going to see, in general, a very, very light accumulation across central New York, a trace to 2 inches, but 2 to 3 inches across northern Herkimer County as well as the Tug Hill Plateau, absolutely possible. Elsewhere, just some nuisance snow. Tonight, that wintry mix slowly transitions over to plain snow. Lows are going to be in the mid-20s, approximately 26. Tomorrow, a very wintry day, snow showers, windy conditions, highs only in the low 30s, about 32 degrees. Your 7-day forecast, we dry out on Wednesday, but we start a warming trend. We get some breaks of sun as well, but highs are only in the upper 30s. Showery weather returns as we head into Thursday and the second half of the weekend. Thursday and Friday, temperatures back into the upper 40s, but showery conditions persist. Wet weather continues for the first half of the weekend. Gets a little bit more mild, temperatures up into the 50s. And then a dry, calm second half of the weekend. Partly sunny skies to start next week. We'll be right back.
Forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. We're tracking a cold front that's going to move through tonight, and it's going to bring much different conditions to central New York. We're going to see winter make its return tonight, and it's going to bring snow showers. And we're going to see snow showers continue into Tuesday morning. By tomorrow morning, everyone sees about a coating of snow. No real notable snow totals across central New York, except for the Tug Hill Plateau, where a couple of inches could absolutely pile up. An inch or two also possible across northern Herkimer County. Otherwise, no notable snow accumulation. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. All is quiet across central New York. A couple of showers beginning to work in from the west. These are not going to arrive until about 10 p.m. tonight. We're going to see much chillier temperatures as we head into tomorrow morning. We're seeing temperatures across the region in the upper 30s and the low 40s. By tomorrow morning, we're going to be in the mid-20s. It's going to be very chilly, very uncomfortable with windy conditions. Dry and calm currently in downtown Utica, and that continues through the first half of the evening. 43 degrees up in Rome with a 10-mile-per-hour breeze out of the east-southeast. Winds are going to slowly increase overnight tonight. By tomorrow morning, they're all the way up to 20 to 25 miles per hour, gusting as high as 50. Wind advisory in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow. Snow showers continue during the day with those windy conditions, highs only in the low 30s. Coming up, we'll take a look at how much snow we're going to receive, as well as how long this wintry weather is going to stick around as we head later into the work week. Kristen, Jason?
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. Calm, dry weather continues through sunset. And then things drastically change as we head into the beginning of the overnight. Around 10 p.m., showers arrive ahead of a cold front that's going to bring much, much cooler conditions that settle in for the duration of Tuesday. Much colder, snowy, windier weather settles in. We're tracking that wintry mix and snow to arrive about 10 p.m. across the western portions of the counties. It spreads over central New York by midnight entirely. Reduced visibility is likely overnight and into the day throughout Tuesday. Snow showers continue Tuesday. Cold, windy conditions as well. Highs only in the upper 20s to near 32 degrees at best. Wind advisory goes into effect at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning and lasts until 8 p.m. Thursday, and that is for 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with the threat for gusts up to 50 miles per hour tomorrow during the day. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. All is quiet out there right now. Things will change as we head into the overnight, and we will stay calm and dry through sunset. But around 10 p.m., these showers that are across western New York begin to enter central New York. As we look back across western New York, we can see this big area, this big swath of precipitation, which is in association with a cold front that works in right behind it. Brings in much colder air for the day on Tuesday, and windy, snowy conditions. This cold front pushes through. We get that burst of wintry mix that may start as a wintry mix and then change over to snow. We all end up seeing snow showers by the middle of the night tonight, but some of us see a wintry mix as it begins to settle in. Snow showers continue into the day on Tuesday. Lake effect snow showers become more scattered as we head into the overnight, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Still some isolated snow showers for the first half of Wednesday before a wind direction arrives. The wind direction changes for Wednesday afternoon, and it brings calm, dry conditions Wednesday afternoon. Tonight, predominantly calm conditions until about 10 p.m. At 10 p.m., western Oneida County begins to see that wintry mix enter. This does slowly transition over to snow. Temperatures decrease steadily throughout the overnight. Snow showers develop behind the cold front as those temperatures drop all the way down into the mid-20s for tomorrow morning. Very cold weather throughout the entirety of Tuesday. It struggles to warm up. It stays breezy. We see wind chills in the teens with these snow showers. Snow showers become more scattered as we head into the evening hours and into Tuesday overnight, but they're still around, predominantly to areas south and west of Utica. The scattered snow showers continue into the first half of Wednesday. As we head into Wednesday afternoon, that wind shift brings calm conditions. In general, a trace to an inch of snow can be expected. A couple of inches are possible across the Tug Hill Plateau as well as northern Herkimer County. Tonight, that wintry mix arrives between 10 p.m. and midnight, switches over to entirely snow. Snow showers continue on on Tuesday with windy conditions. A look at your 7-day forecast. We begin the warming trend right after tomorrow. It begins to warm up. We're into the upper 30s by Wednesday. Showery weather returns for the second half of the work week. We do warm up into the upper 40s for the second half of the work week, up into the 50s for the weekend. It's a wet start to the weekend, but the second half of the weekend looks dry, a little bit more mild. Temperatures back up into the 50s, so not quite winter like it's going to be tomorrow.
All right, James, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, our tops. Time now for a first look at the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio. It's not going to be a great day tomorrow.
It's really not.
No way to sugarcoat it.
It's going to be April 8th, but it's going to feel more like January 8th. And I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm really not. It's temperature-wise and condition-wise, really going to feel like a January day. In terms of accumulation for snow, it doesn't really add up much along the I-90 corridor and along the Mohawk Valley, possibly a trace up to a half an inch. Might see an inch or two across the hilltops north of the thruway, but across northern Herkimer County as well as northern Oneida County. The highest totals are going to be across the Tug Hill Plateau. We have showers working into the region right now. They're going to start as a cold rain and slowly transition over to snow. Temperatures or the area, most areas still above freezing. A couple areas, such as Big Moose, below freezing. So a couple rural areas will start as snow, but most of us starting as a cold rain. Still dry in downtown Utica, hasn't just arrived yet. Winds are all the way down at 6 miles per hour in Rome, which is going to change as we head into tomorrow. Those winds really start to increase as we head into the middle of the overnight. Tonight, that wintry mix, rain changes over to snow. Snow showers continue tomorrow. Highs are only going to be in the 20s. Coming up, we'll break down just when that snowfall comes to an end. Jason?
James, thank you. Extreme volatility.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good Monday evening. Bill's off for the night, but he'll be back tomorrow night. We're tracking a cold front this evening. It's going to bring showers and much cooler weather to central New York. Still dry across downtown Utica, but that's going to change over the next hour. A rain, wintry mix, and snow arrives over the next hour to midnight, and reduced visibilities are likely to continue not just tonight, but into the day tomorrow as snow showers, cold, windy weather continues into the day on Tuesday. A wind advisory goes into effect at 2 a.m. this morning, continues until 8 p.m. Tuesday evening, and that's for 15 to 25 mile per hour winds with gusts up to 50 miles per hour during the day on Tuesday. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Showers now about halfway across Oneida County. Still dry across the southern tier, but again, this is going to change. These showers are moving in west to east. They will swallow up central New York over the next half hour to an hour. Some of us are going to start as a cold rain. Some of us are going to see a rain-snow mix. Some of us are going to start as regular snow. But all of us are going to change over to snow over the next hour or two. This cold front is going to bring much colder air. You can see the back edge here now starting to transition on radar over from green to blue. You can see that changeover widespread over to snow. This cold front ushers in much colder air for tomorrow, and as it does so, it also turns on Lake Ontario. We're going to see lake effect snow showers during the day on Tuesday. Scattered snow showers continue Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. A wind change on Wednesday afternoon shuts the lake effect machine off, brings in a little bit warmer air. Temperatures on Wednesday afternoon climb out of the 30s. Out of the low 30s into the upper 30s. Tomorrow's wind is going to make it very, very uncomfortable. The wind chill factor tomorrow going to be in the low teens for most of the day. By the early evening hours, some areas seeing wind chills in the single digits. So it's going to feel more like January 8th than it is April 8th. Skycast showing those showers across the region for tonight. They change over to snow relatively quickly. Temperatures steadily decline as we head into tomorrow morning. Scattered snow showers across the region around sunrise, and they stay around throughout the day tomorrow. We see snow showers and temperatures only in the mid to upper 20s with windy conditions. A very, very nasty April day. Some scattered snow showers continue into Wednesday morning. As we head into Wednesday afternoon, the wind direction changes from out of the west, out of the south. It turns that lake effect machine off. What can we expect in terms of accumulation? An inch or two across areas north of the thruway. Along the I-90 corridor, we may not see very much snow at all, but some of the hilltops north of the valley will pick up an inch or two. The Tug Hill Plateau will be the breadwinner with 3 to 5 inches of snow. Snow showers tomorrow with windy conditions, gusts up to 50 miles per hour with highs only in the upper 20s. That winter lasts for about 24 hours. As we head into Wednesday, things improve, but it's still chilly. Highs are only going to be in the upper 30s on Wednesday. We do get to see the sun, and showery weather settles in, a very spring-like pattern, sustained several days of periods of weather in the 40s. We're in that very spring-like neutral pattern where we're not seeing any sustained warmth or sustained cold after tomorrow.
I looked it up, and the meteorological term for tomorrow is gross.
Yes, absolutely.
It is gross. There's a book, and it's in there. So
that is correct.
Confirm. All right. Thank you, James. Coming up, time for a first look at the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio. And tomorrow, dreary at best.
Yeah.
At worst, it's gross.
It really is. It's going to feel more like January than it is April. The calendar may say April 8th, but the weather is not going to say April at all. We're going to be seeing snow showers and much colder weather settle in for Tuesday with windy conditions. 1 to 2 inches of snow across the hilltops north of the thruway. Mohawk Valley, just a coating to an inch of snow possible. The highest amounts are going to be across the Tug Hill Plateau. Showers are working in right now. Most areas are going to start as a cold rain. This is going to slowly transition over to snow. This is going to work through over the next couple of hours. And we're going to see snow showers through the day on Tuesday. Temperatures across the area in the upper 30s in the eastern Mohawk Valley, all the way down to the low 30s in the North Country. Some of us are going to start to see, or some of us will start as snow, but most of us are going to start as that cold rain. Still dry in downtown Utica. That changes over the next half hour or so. The 7-mile-per-hour wind also changes overnight tonight. Winds slowly ramp up as we approach tomorrow morning. That wintry mix and rain changes to snow overnight tonight. Tomorrow doesn't really warm up too much, only gets up into the upper 20s. We're going to be dealing with snow showers and wind. Coming up, we'll take a look at when that snowfall is going to come to an end. Jason?
All right, James, thank you. Extreme volatility.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. We're tracking winter's return, and we have rain and snow showers moving into the region. Still dry in downtown Utica, but that is about to change. These rain and snow showers are about to come into central New York and overspread the region for the next couple of hours. Rain and snow showers change to all snow tonight. Reduced visibilities at times are likely, not just tonight, but into the day tomorrow. Snow showers develop tonight and continue through the day on Tuesday with cold, windy conditions. And a wind advisory goes into effect at 2 a.m. this morning. It stays into effect until 8 p.m. Tuesday evening, and that's for 15 to 25 mile-per-hour winds, isolated gusts up to 50 miles per hour on Tuesday. Your full battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar lit up like a Christmas tree. Tonight we have plenty of rain-snow mix across central New York. Some of us seeing a cold rain, some of us starting with a wet snow. All of us transfer over to snow over the next hour or two, and that's because colder air is working in behind this front. These showers are in association with a cold front that is going to be worked through overnight tonight, and behind that cold front, we get colder air and lake-effect snow showers with windy conditions for Tuesday. That cold front ushers in much colder air. The lake-effect machine turns on. We see snow showers through the morning hours on Tuesday, into the afternoon, through the evening hours, into Wednesday morning. The second half of Wednesday, the wind direction changes to out of the south, and we see calm conditions for the second half of Wednesday. It's also going to be downright frigid, with temperatures only in the mid-20s and winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. Wind chills tomorrow are going to be in the low teens. By the time we head into the evening hours, we're in the low teens to even single digits in places for wind chills tomorrow night. It's going to be a very, very chilly April day. Those showers overspread central New York. As they progress further eastward, they change over to all snow. Temperatures continue to drop. As we head into the morning, those lake effect snow showers develop. Lake effect snow showers continue through the day on Tuesday. We all see a little bit of snow accumulation, a very light accumulation across most areas. A couple of inches north of the Mohawk Valley are possible. Light lake showers continue into Wednesday morning. By the second half of Wednesday, that wind direction change to out of the south turns that lake effect machine off. By 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, mostly just the hilltops north of Utica are going to see a light accumulation, but that will change as the day progresses. We're all going to see 1 to 3 inches of snow by the time all is said and done on Tuesday. It's going to take a little bit of time. Snow showers tomorrow and very windy conditions. Those wind chills are going to be very, very frigid. Highs only in the upper 20s, approximately 29 degrees. Your 7-day forecast, winter makes its return for Tuesday. Fortunately, it does not last too long. We're back up into the upper 30s on Wednesday. Some sunshine, actually. Then showery conditions return. We do get slightly warmer temperatures, but the first half of the weekend looks wet. Sustained period of temperatures into the mid-40s. No real change in the weather pattern yet in sight this week or next week.
It's coming, though.
It's coming. It's inevitable.
Hard to be patient.
It's inevitable.
All right, thanks, James. Coming up next.